Luann many times. So they're calling him a Hamptons real estate broker. When they met, that's really none of my business. But my point is, I think everyone believes, look, Luann needed to let us know she had a boyfriend, and she couldn't let us know as she was doing press for Love Hotel. So, what better to let us know than to stage a fake, and I'm not even giving shade. Let's just be honest. She staged a fake photo op on her front lawn with her hair blowing, coming off the Vespa with a huge diamond ring on, only to have a headline that says Luann is engaged, only to say 24 hours later or 42 hours later, Luann is not engaged, but she is dating someone. Well, yes, I know this guy. This guy has been over to my condo and they've been dating for a while. So now it's out there. There you go. I'm not revealing anything, Luann, because you put it on page six. But I mean, I just think that's a brilliant way for her to announce this guy rather than like, I'm bored and I have something to say. You do the fake stage photo op, you have the big ring. Everyone says, is Luann engaged? And then you're able to say, oh, let me answer at page six. No, I'm not engaged. But by the way, I have this guy. Some of us just hard launch or soft launch on Instagram. Luann stages a photo op, gets it in page six, gets a headline, is she engaged? Only to announce I'm not, but hey, I have a new boyfriend. Well, there you go. Cute. I've met him a lot of times and I find him very cute. So it's really neither here nor there. I mean, it's the end of the season. We all know Luann does not end up with James, but she is liking him on the show. We can certainly feel that. And it turns out the other girls all think James is crazy and that he's a little bit of a stalker. And it turns out that this guy Mitch says, listen, if he spoke to Mila the way he speaks to Luann, I would be really upset. And he tells Luann this later in the show, and she gets really upset and basically like sticks up for James. The bottom line is this guy coming on really strong. Luann actually likes, and she even says it makes her feel protected. All the other girls are like, what the fuck is going on? You've known her for 3 weeks. What do you mean you love her? He even announces things like, everyone stay away from Luann because she's my girl. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And Luann likes him. And later, the guy, Mitch, pulls her aside and says, hey, the way he speaks to you is not appropriate. It's offensive. And Luann's like, I'm now getting offended with you. She then looks at the camera. The guy's sitting right there. So this is why I love Luann because most people, like if it were me, I would just be like, fuck you, mind your own fucking business. Those would be the actual words that came out of my mouth. And I would look you right in the eye. But class with the Countess, it's like a real thing. So Luann, like, turns away from this guy, Mitch, after he's trying to tell her that the way James speaks to you is inappropriate. The guy's sitting right there. He could hear everything you're saying. She looks right in the camera. Let's talk about breaking the fourth wall. And she's like, where's James? She kind of whispers it, like telling the producers, like, get me the fuck out of here, get me James. But instead of saying that, she just politely turns to the cameras and she's like, where's James? The guy is sitting right there. So he hears her say this. And he's like, James. And then she's like, oh, you know what? You're being rude. I like him. And he has a drink for me waiting at the bar. All of a sudden, Luann has ESP. I mean, the guy's like, goodbye. It's over. Meanwhile, Gizelle is very impressed with Mark, the doctor, who also has a hot body. She really likes this. And Mark has confidence. He reveals that he walked in a New York fashion show. Her other guy used to be a Ford model, Phil. Gizelle is pulling. But this guy, Mark, the doctor, he's very confident, he tells Gizelle, and Gizelle loves it. And he ain't throwing himself at Gizelle, and she loves that even more. I'm telling you, Gizelle girl, you and I, we have similar styles of dating. We have similar styles of dating. If anyone on there has a similar style to me, it's Gizelle. Well, we also learned that Giselle's other guy, Phil has something to say. And we thought, like, what does Phil have to say? Because we've been here all season. How important could it be? Phil lets us know that when that woman, Luann, when her friend came the other day, that woman, Cynthia Bailey, well, she's been to my house. Giselle's like, say what? Well, apparently, this guy Phil is like, I know Mike, which apparently is Mike Hill. So Phil is friends with Mike Hill. And through that, he went to Cynthia and Mike's house. I mean, we have Pastor Bryant. We have Mia Thornton. I mean, I didn't realize Potomac and Atlanta were that close to each other. They're really not. Where's all this crossover between Atlanta? So Gizelle was like, say what now? Like, you've been here for this long. Cynthia came and left because Luann had her as her friend because all of a sudden Luann and Cynthia are best friends. And you're just now telling me that you've been to Cynthia Bailey's house? Well, Earl the Pearl, we were all rooting for you, opens up to Shannon and says Shannon gives him the key for the overnight date. And she really likes him. Doesn't seem like she wants to fuck him. I don't know how she thinks this is going to work. But nobody else gives an overnight key except for Shannon. And it turns out that Earl the Pearl comes over and there's a hurricane. Remember Hurricane Helene? And it's coming for not one, but both of his houses. Remember Shannon was so uninterested in the house without that wasn't on the beach. So his first house, I think, is in Georgia. The second one is in Florida, but it's not on the beach, which Shannon is mortified at. Shannon's sounding more like the Sonia Morgan every day. And apparently there's two hurricanes coming for each of his houses, he says. Put a pin in that because we're going to get back to that. So meanwhile, Ashley has to decide between the Silver Daddy Ralph and Wale. They all go and take an ice plunge, and Wale, he has his shirt off. He's like 38. He's so hot. And he looks over at Ralph, the Silver Daddy, and he's like, what is my life here that I'm competing with this like 68-year-old, I think? No age shaming. He said it, not me, Silver Daddy. And I'm kind of losing. And then he becomes very upset and he's about to walk out. I don't know. Can you guys tell I really like this show? But anyway, um, Shannon's daughters like Earl. They're just looking at him like, thank God you're not John fucking Jansen. Thank fucking God you are not John Jansen. Meanwhile, and at one point, Mitch, the guy who said, the way James speaks to you is so inappropriate, Luann. He's like, if that guy spoke to me like that, I would punch him in the face. Well, anyway, Gizelle is having flashbacks to when she had to bring bodyguards to the RHOP reunion against Monique. Sorry, Gizelle, Monique is back, and it seems like you're having for everyone happy that Monique is back. I'm happy that Monique is back. I'm happy, but I mean, I don't know. Monique has sworn up and down, has looked me in the eyes, looked everyone in the eye, and said she would never be back. I get it. She has bills to pay. The thing is, when she left RHOP, she felt the producers did her really dirty. Does everyone remember this? She felt producers did her really dirty and she talked about it. Then she went on all the Love and Marriage shows, like well, not all of them. What did she go on? Love and Marriage Huntsville, I think, or not that one. Whatever the DC one was, I don't know. I don't watch the show, no shade, but she felt she was done dirty there by production too. So maybe reality TV isn't for you, Monique. I'm thrilled that you're back. I'm thrilled that you're back. But my advice is, even as a friend of Sweetie, you're going to have no say in your edit. So it's all okay. But like, I don't know, like you should just like if you're back, you should just know what you signed up for. There's nothing different. That is the difference between Monique. Like she spoke badly about the network, but lots of people do. The difference with Kenya, because everyone's like, the last week is like, oh, Kenya can come back now that Brit's not going to be there. No, she can't. Brit is suing over $20 million. Now, until this is cleared up, Kenya isn't going to be back. So whenever this lawsuit is either lost, won, dismissed, whatever it is, if it's dismissed, like Baldoni's case, and it goes away, then maybe Kenya could be back. But right now, while this lawsuit is going on and Brit is suing for $20 million, Kenya isn't going to be back. I have bad news for everyone. Kenya will not be back next season on RHOA. I'm really sorry to break it to everyone. Not while this lawsuit is going on. Anyway, it turns out that Earl the Pearl is doing the overnight with Shannon. And here's where, I don't know, everyone's probably going to be on Shannon's side, but I'm not. So Earl the Pearl comes and he's spending the night, and then he was tired, and Shannon's like, go to bed. I see her side of it. She basically said, how's the hurricane? Is it coming for your house? And he said, you know, it's not, no, it's okay for now, but the hurricanes are still there. There's massive